But what is Izharul Haq? I don't know. At the bottom in brackets in smaller types is written the truth revealed. So I say, maybe this word Izharul Haq means the truth revealed. So I sit down on the ground in the dust and I start reading. I got no time to waste. I'm hungry, I want to read. What is it all about? So I started reading this book there on the ground, in the dust. That this book was written by an Arab, Rahmatullah Hindi, to help the Indian Muslims to give battle to the Nasara, the Christians. It speaks about the British conquest of India. As the British came and conquered your country, conquered Ghana, conquered Nigeria, they conquered India, they conquered Malaysia. When they conquered my country, India, they realized that at any time anybody will give them trouble, in India will be the Muslims. Because power, rule, dominion was wrenched out of their hand, and once you have tasted power, you aspire for it once more. So the problem is the Muslim. If you can convert the Muslim, if you can teach him to turn the other cheek, like Jesus said, he who strikes you on the right cheek, give him the other. Once you make the Muslim to do that, then you can rule India for 1,000 years. So convert the Muslim. So pouring in the mission frogs in the rainy season. The Christian missionaries, they started coming into India. And they started challenging the Muslims to public debates. Munazira. At first the Muslims were reluctant. Number one, they didn't know the language. The British are speaking English, debate with you in English. He said, I don't know English. Our alims didn't know English. Number two, they had just conquered us. And if you speak too hard, too harsh, they send us to like the Robben Island in South Africa, out of the way. Shh. So the Muslims, they didn't want to do them. Number two. So the Christian missionaries, they mastered our language, Urdu, language of the elite, challenging us to debate with you in your language. Like our alim might say, look, we only know Swahili. So the guy learns Swahili. He said, right, your alim, bring him in Swahili. We want to debate with him. Can you say no? In your language. So the Muslims were forced to accept. And Maulana Abdul Aziz of Delhi, he accepted the challenge. He was forced to accept the challenge. And the debate takes place. And in the book, there are 100,000 people gathered. There was no sound system, no horns, nothing. How the voice traveled, Allah knows best. But people were there watching from far and they say, well, what's going on? Somebody is giving a commentary. You say, the Maulana gave one uppercut like that. And this guy said, commentaries are going on. No sound system. There was no sound system those days. So debate starts. With the Reverend Founder by name, Reverend Founder, the Britisher, he suggests to that Maulana Sahib, respected Maulana, Alim, get started. So the Maulana says, you see, Christianity preceded Islam by 600 years. As such, you are our elder brother. You are 600 years older than us. And according to our culture, our elder brother has the first chance. Number two, he says, you are our guest. You are a guest in our country. No doubt an unwelcome guest, but still you are a guest. So according to our culture, so the Reverend was forced to start with a question, with a poser. Said Maulana Sahib in Urdu, speaking in Urdu. Maulana Sahib, respected alim, Maulana. Where is your Prophet Muhammad now? Where is he now? So the Maulana thought for it, and he said, he is in Jannatul Firdaus, heavenly bliss with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Out of that answer came the second question. Said, all right. If your Prophet was with this Allah, where was he martyred? When Yazid chopped off his head, where was your Prophet Muhammad then? So the Maulana again thought for a moment, and he said he was still in Jannatul Firdaus with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Out of that answer came the third question. It was planned strategy. Said, all right. If your Muhammad was with his Allah when his grandson Hussein was martyred, killed, slaughtered at Karbala, did not ask his Allah for help? Say, Ya Bari Ta'ala, oh my God, what they're doing to my grandson. Please help him out of his difficulty. A long pause. The priest started, he said, come on. Did he not ask? It's natural. If you have a big brother, somebody is bullying you, say, brother, look man, look at this guy here. You call for help. And your Allah is there, the Almighty, the All-Powerful. And you know, come on. Did he or didn't he ask his Allah for help? So the Maulana, he did ask. Then what did Allah say? An ordinate, very long pause. And the priest again lost his patience, started stamping. He said, come on. What did Allah say? So the Maulana, he says, Allah cried. So what? Allah cried? He said, yes, Allah cried. He said, I couldn't save my own son, Jesus, save your grandson.
Walaupun perlawanan Muslim India kemudian berhasil dipatahkan, meluk Kristen tak mencapai 2% hingga kini. Wallahu a'lam bishawab.
والإسلام ديني ومحمدا رسول الله
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, sahabat Islam semuanya. Sebelum Syekh Ahmad Didat sebagai kristolog mencuat ke khalayak dunia pada kurun 1970-an hingga 1990-an, satu abad sebelumnya di India, Islam Kristen ini ternyata sudah berlangsung di tempat-tempat umum. Inggris yang mencoba menjajah India mendapati kenyataan bahwa kaum muslim merupakan kelompok yang paling menentang kolonialisme mereka terhadap negeri itu. Untuk itu mereka mengirimkan ribuan misionaris yang sudah fasih berbicara bahasa Urdu serta mempelajari Al-Quran dan Hadis untuk menaklukkan perlawanan masyarakat Muslim India. Yang mereka tempuh adalah dengan menantang para maulana, kiai, dan ustadz untuk berdebat di depan publik. Debatnya pun terkadang. Kisah ini diceritakan sendiri oleh Syekh Ahmad Didat yang dikutipnya dari buku Izharul Haq karya Rahmatullah Kairanawi, dan menjadi sumber inspirasinya untuk mengcounter serangan-serangan para misionaris di kemudian hari.
While this old pile of newspapers, I come across a worm-eaten book, reddish in color, full of mildew. When I pick it up, I start to sneeze. Start to sneeze because of the mildew, worm-eaten. And on the cover was written, Izharul Haq. Spelled out in English, Latin script, IZHARULHAK, Izharul Haq. Sounds like Muslim. Izharul Haq, I say, sounds like Muslim. But what is Izharul Haq? I don't know. At the bottom in brackets in smaller types is written, the truth revealed. So I say, maybe this word Izharul Haq means the truth revealed. So I sit down on the ground in the dust and I start reading. I got no time to waste. I'm hungry, I want to read. What is it all about? So I started reading this book there on the ground, in the dust. That this book was written by an Arab, Rahmatullah Hindi, to help the Indian Muslim battle to the Nasara, the Christians. It speaks of India. The British came and conquered your country, conquered Ghana, conquered Nigeria, they conquered India, they conquered Malaysia. When they conquered my country, India, they realized that at any time anybody will give them trouble, in India will be the Muslims. Because power, rule, dominion was wrenched out of their hand, and once you have tasted power, you aspire for it once more. So the problem is the Muslim. If you can convert the Muslim, if you can teach him to turn the other cheek, like Jesus said, he who strikes and that. Once you make the Muslim to do that, can rule India for a time. Muslim. Pouring in the missionaries in the rainy season. The Christian missionaries. Yeah. And they started challenging the Muslims. Munazira. At first, the Muslims were reluctant. Number one, they didn't know the language. The British speaking English, want to talk to and debate with you in English, he said, I don't have English. Number two, and if you speak too hard, too harsh, they might send us to the Andaman Islands, black waters, like the Robben Island in South Africa, out of the way. Shh, you want to take a chance? So the Muslims were not cooperative. They didn't want to debate. Number one, language problem, no, fear. So the Christian missionaries, they mastered our language, Urdu, the language of the elite, the alims. And they started challenging us to debate with you in your language. Like our alim might say, look, we only know Swahili. He said, right, you want to debate with him. So the Muslims were forced to accept, and Maulana, he accepted the forced to accept the and I'm told that a system, no horns, nothing. How could voice travel with Allah? But people were there watching what's going on, commentary, and I gave one uppercut like that, and this guy said, commentaries are no sound system. There was no sound system in those days. The Reverend found that the British, Maulana Sahib, Alim, get started. So, Christian Islam by 600 years, elder brother is older than us. And according to our culture, elder was chance. Number two, you say you are our guest, and an unwelcome guest. So according to our culture, he was forced to start. And he said, with the poser, with the riddle. Said Maulana Sahib in Urdu. Maulana Sahib, Maulana. Where is your Prophet Muhammad now, this now? So the moment he said, he is in Jannatul Firdaus, heavenly bliss with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Out of that answer came the second. Said, oh, was with this Allah, his grandson who's Karbala. When Yazid, Muhammad, then, so the Maulana again, and he said he was still in those heavenly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Out of that answer, it was planned strategy. Said, all right, if your Muhammad was slaughtered at Karbala, did he not ask his Allah for help? Oh my Lord, look what they're doing to my grandson, please. Didn't he ask his Allah for help? And there was a long pause. And the priest, good patience, he started saying his feet, so come on. Did he not ask his Allah for help? It's natural. If you have a big brother, somebody is bullying you, say, brother, help. And your Allah is there, the Almighty, the All-Powerful, and you asking for help. Come on, did he or didn't he ask his Allah for help? So the Maulana, he said, yes, he did. He did ask Allah for help. Then what did Allah say? Because we know he wasn't saved. What did Allah say? And there was an inordinate, very long pause. And the priest again, come on, what did Allah say? I couldn't save my own son Jesus. How can I save your grandson?